Joining me right now is Texas Congressman, member of the House Armed Services and Foreign Affairs Committee, former White House doctor, Ronny Jackson. Great to see you, sir. Thanks very much for being here. We want to talk about so many issues this morning. Let's start at the border. What do you think Kamala Harris meant just there, saying that the former administration undid it? She's got to rebuild it.
Well, I don't know. It's sad and it's pathetic, Maria, to be honest with you. In their absolute haste to go in and undo every single thing that Trump did and appease the far left, they've created this disaster at the border that's a political hot potato now, in addition to just a big disaster for our country on many fronts. And none of them want anything to do with it. You know, I've spoke before about Fauci's responsibility to get down there on the public health issues. Kamala Harris is supposed to be the czar down there. Nobody wants to touch it, and it's because it's a disaster down there, and they don't want to be responsible for it. And for them to blame Trump is it's just laughable. It's ridiculous. I was there at the beginning of the Trump administration when we were still working under the Obama era rules, and there was a disaster down there at the time, and Trump put everything in place to stop it. And you can just, if they want to follow the science and follow the data, look at the numbers. Trump put a stop to this with his policies, the policies that they immediately undid, especially the Remain in Mexico, stopping the building the wall, Title 42 authority, all these things, all the negotiations that President Trump had put in place with the Triangle countries and with Mexico, they tore those up. They have done everything they can to undo what Trump did to stop this crisis when he took office, and now this is what we have.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the other day she said that it was the root cause of all of this was poverty. But, you know, we understand that there's a lot of poverty in the world. That's why we have a structure in place to let in 1 million people every year legally. That we're, you know, issuing 1 million green cards every year. To be open for the rest of the world, but to have this surge, you know, 172,000 people in March alone, 100,000 people in February that are jumping the line ahead of our structure in place. And she's saying that we have to rebuild facilities to house them. It doesn't make a lot of sense for Americans who are actually getting impacted by this.
No, not at all. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a danger to us all, to be honest with you. It's going to be a huge tax economically on us. These people are going to fall in, like you said, 170,000 in 1 month, just the month of March. We're on track for over 2 million this year. They're going to consume our resources when it comes to education, health care, welfare, all, you know, so it's going to be an economic burden. In addition to that, the health care concerns that are out there. I actually heard Kamala Harris talking yesterday saying that she hasn't been down to negotiate yet because she's worried about some of the coronavirus stuff. Yet they're letting 170,000 a month come across that are documented. 25% of these people have been documented as COVID positive crossing our border. Now,
so real quick, before you go, Ronny Jackson, let me ask you about the FDA lifting the pause on J&J's one shot after concerns over that rare blood clotting disease halted distribution. Your reaction to this back on the market now?
Well, I think it's good that it's back on the market. It's still a real value to the efforts to put coronavirus away. You know, it's the one shot. I think there were 12 people out of 8 million that had this kind of horrible, you know, clotting issue in their brain. So it's, you know, but they did the right thing. They paused it. They looked at it. They reassessed it. I think that there's still, you know, people are going to have to look at their personal risk. I think all of these instances happened in women that were age 50 or younger. And so I just think that it's still good. It's good that J&J's back on the market, but if I were in the category of a woman who was less than 50, maybe I would get the Moderna or the Pfizer vaccine instead. But that's the good part. Because of the Warp Speed program that President Trump put in place, we have multiple options out there right now to get vaccinated. So I do think it's safe for most people. I think anyone who has a health concern based on the recent incidents of this clotting issue, they should maybe look at getting one of the other vaccines, but they should still probably get vaccinated.
All right, Congressman, good to see you this morning. Thanks very much, Congressman Ronny Jackson.